Very good afternoon, everyone. I'm good, thank you, Vivek. I hope you all are doing well. So, welcome back to the marathon class. Yesterday, we have discussed top 100 MCQs. Yesterday, the last class, right? So, in the last class, I have taken top 100 GA marathon for you, and it would be definitely useful for you. Now, it's time for top 50 MCQs from economics. So, this is just kind of a revision, right? We are not going to discuss it in much detail. It is revision of your concepts which you have read throughout the syllabus, right? So let's have top 50 MCQs and I want all of you to answer them quickly. And before starting this session, can you please confirm sound and visuals are all good to go? Anyone? Audio is good? Audio and video? Anyone? Please confirm. Okay, so I'm assuming it's all good. Let's begin. First question in front of you. Which of the following is the graphical representation of the inverse relationship between inflation rate and unemployment rate? There's a graph which gives you inverse relationship between inflation rate and unemployment rate. Which one is this? Tell me quickly. Inflation rate and unemployment rate mein there is inverse relation which says that if you need to reduce unemployment, you have to bear up with higher rates of inflation, right? Which curve depicts this inverse relationship between inflation rate and unemployment rate? Very good, very good. So the correct answer is Phillips curve, right? Phillips curve. Option B. Phillips curve is the graphical representation. You all must be knowing it gives you inverse relationship between your inflation rate and unemployment rate. This is the curve if you look at inverse relationship between inflation rate and unemployment rate that shows that inflation is necessary for growth. Always remember certain level of inflation which is desirable. Like presently we have a limit of we have a desirable bracket of 4 plus minus 2%. So that limit is desirable. Without inflation there cannot be growth. So inflation rate has to be there if you want to reduce unemployment. Right? This is Phillips curve. So yes, first question, Phillips curve was the right answer. Next question. Which of the following are exceptions to law of supply? Law of demand, law of supply, you all know that. What does law of supply states? There's a positive relation given all other things constant. The price of a commodity and its quantity supplied are positively related to each other. Is law of supply, right? There are certain exceptions to law of supply. You need to tell me which of the following are exceptions to law of supply. Anyone? Which of these are exceptions to law of supply? Quickly. If you look at first agriculture goods, it is there. Then perishable goods, labor market, commodity market is not an exception, but rare articles are also. So 1, 2, 3 and 5. 1, 2, 3 and 5. Option D would be the right answer here. 1, 2, 3 and 5. Very good, Shefali. Option D. Well done. 1, 2, 3, 5. Why? See, law of supply states what? When there's rise in price, so quantity supplied will be more, right? This is law of supply. But there are certain cases in which the supply is governed by other factors also, like agriculture goods, perishable goods. Their shelf life is quite less. So the seller wants to sell them out even at a lower price because otherwise they are going to earn nothing when it gets spoiled, right? So there are certain other factors which also govern. That's why there are certain exceptions to law of supply. 1, 2, 3, 5. Commodity market is not an exception. That's why D is the right answer. Question number 3. There's a market XYZ has a very few number of firms look at the features, has a few number of firms, and each firm pursues its own price and output policy, resulting into a very high degree of interdependence. Which market does all these typical features belong to? Which market are we, which form of market are we talking about here? Anyone? Very few number of firms, each one pursuing its own price and output policy, resulting into high degree of interdependence. Very good. The correct answer would be option C, non-collusive oligopoly. So this is kind of oligopoly form of market. You all know oligopoly means there is high degree of interdependence. But then there are further two classifications in oligopoly, collusive and non-collusive. Non-collusive oligopoly क्या है? जिसमें they have not formed cartel with each other. Right? They are operating their separate policies. So collusive में क्या होता है? There are different oligopolies. They form together. They create a group together. So they make informed choices. They make shared decisions so as to dominate the price. But here, non-collusive oligopoly, they are pursuing their independent policy. That's why there is high degree of interdependence. If one cuts down the rate, the other one's market will be spoiled, right? So non-collusive oligopoly will be there, option C. Then next question. Which of the following is true regarding ISLM model? Which of the following statements are true regarding ISLM curve or ISLM model? You have 4 statements. You have to select the correct answer quickly. ISLM के बारे में, which one is true? Read these statements carefully and tell me the correct statement regarding ISLM model. ISLM is again very important concept, and I have explained you in detail in the ISLM classes if you have been there. Yes, anyone? Any answers? Which of these statements are true regarding ISLM? Anyone? If you look at first statement, investment is a negative function of rate of interest. That is absolutely true, right? If rate of interest rises, cost of borrowing becomes costlier and we tend to invest less. So this is true. Downward sloping IS curve represents negative relation between interest rate and equilibrium output. That is also true. That is also true, right? So downward sloping IS curve is downward sloping. Why is it downward sloping? Because there is inverse relationship between interest rate and equilibrium output. Then interest rate is determined by equality of supply and demand for money market. If you look at the equilibrium in commodity market and money market, so yes, the interest rate is determined by equality of supply and demand for money, right? Interest rate कैसे determined होती है? Demand, money supply, where they intersect each other. You remember the concept? So this is also true. Demand for money to hold depends upon the transaction motive and speculative motive. So there are particular motives associated with demand for money, like transaction purpose, speculation purpose, precautionary purpose, right? All of them are correct. So D would be the right answer here. All of them are true. You should revise these questions and statements. Once the class is completed, go through them again, revise them. It will help you in your last time revision. Next question. According to Keynesian model, Keynes theory, according to the Keynes theory, you need to tell me. Okay. So equilibrium occurs where planned expenditure is equal to unplanned expenditure. Macroeconomic equilibrium does not necessarily coincide with full employment. Technology does not remain constant. Short period is that in which new investment change the technique, or equilibrium coincides with full employment level. So Keynes theory supports which of these arguments? Tell me. Question number 5. Which of the following is true regarding Keynesian model or Keynesian theory? Which of the following statements are true regarding Keynesian model? Okay, Shefali, you are saying B. B says what? Macroeconomic equilibrium does not necessarily coincide with full employment. Yes, B is the right statement. So if you remember, Keynes theory says that in every economy, it is not necessary that macroeconomic equilibrium, coincides with the full employment. That might happen at a lower than full employment level also, so that the country, the economy has a potential to grow. Potential growth is there. So B is true. Keynes says that macroeconomic equilibrium does not necessarily coincide with full employment levels. Next question. You have to read the following statements regarding forms of money, different types of money, and you have to tell me which one is the correct one. Quickly tell me. Fiduciary money refers to that one which is issued by an order. Fiat money is that which is accepted as medium of exchange. Full-bodied money refers to money in terms of coins whose commodity value is equal to money value. And credit money refers to that money of which money value is more than commodity value. Which of the above types of money are correct? Which of the above statements are correct? Which of them are correct? Also, please mention while you are answering the questions, mention the question number, because then I need to understand which question are you answering. B, 3 and 4. Okay, so 3 and 4 are correct, you are saying. Okay, so fiduciary money is that which is issued by order? No, fiat money, right? तो जो लीगल टेंडर हमारा होता है which is issued by authority or by an order is your fiat money. Fiduciary money is one which is accepted as a trust between two parties, right? Like checks and all. So your currency notes is a fiat currency, but then your checks issued, checks which you receive as a form of payment, they are fiduciary money. They are accepted as a form of trust between two parties. Rest, full-bodied money is money in which commodity value is equal to the money value, the face value. Commodity जिस चीज की बनी है उसकी value is equal to the face value of the money. That is true. Credit money refers to that money of which money value is more than commodity value. जिसकी commodity value से ज्यादा है money value is your credit money. So yes, 3 and 4 only are correct here. Next question. Consider the following statements about asset reconstruction companies, and then you have to tell me here the incorrect statement. Here you have to choose the incorrect statements. Asset reconstruction companies, very important part of NBFC's topic. Every ARC shall become a member of at least one credit information company. ARC can act as a resolution applicant under IBC, and ARC shall not raise money by way of deposit. Every ARC shall maintain on an ongoing basis capital adequacy ratio which shall not be less than 15%. You have to select the incorrect options here. Which of the following statements are incorrect regarding asset reconstruction companies? You are saying B, 2 and 4. See, first is correct. Every ARC shall become a member of at least one credit information company. True. ARC can act as resolution applicant under IBC. True. And ARC shall not raise money by way of deposit. True. Every ARC shall maintain on an ongoing basis capital adequacy ratio which should not be less than 15% of its total risk weighted assets. That is also true, right? So none of the above is incorrect. None of the above is incorrect. All of them are correct. E is the right option here. None of the above is incorrect. All of them are correct. All right, everyone, all these statements are correct. Revise them carefully once you have the document with you. Very, very important and very basic question. Which of the following is our direct tool of monetary policy? मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी के जितने क्वांटिटेटिव टूल्स हमने डिस्कस किए हैं, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर कॉल्ड एज डायरेक्ट टूल्स ऑफ मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी? Direct tools of monetary policy. Quickly tell me. I want correct answer at least of this question. This is very basic. Which of the following is or are direct tool of monetary policy? Yes, anyone? Question number 8. What is the answer? Very good. So, if you look at CRR and SLR, these only are the two direct tools of monetary policy, right? CRR and SLR, cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio. Via them, direct money supply can be contained. You see, they have a direct impact on the money supply or the liquidity available with the banking system, right? So, CRR and SLR, 4 and 5. Yes, so B would be the right option. Next question. Question number 9. Okay, so here we have from correspondent banking or foreign exchange or BOP, whatever topic you call it. The expression their account with them is related to which of the following account? आपने पढ़ा होगा correspondent banking में we have nostro account, vostro account, loro account, right? So their account with them is which one? Nostro, loro, vostro, both 1 and 2 or none of the above? Yes, anyone? So this is loro, right? Loro account. Loro account is their account with them. Loro account is their account with them. So if you see, remember these definitions, you must be knowing vostro, nostro and loro. So nostro account means our account with you, whatever account we have outside correspondent banking account, we have, suppose PNB has an account with Citibank of New York, right? So that is our account with you, nostro account. Similarly, they have account with us. Citibank New York has an account with us in India. It is their account with us. So your account with us is vostro account. And for a third party, it would be loro account. So their account with them is loro account. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding standing deposit facility rate, SDFR. Very important development in monetary policy. You must be remembering that it has replaced the erstwhile RRR, reverse repo rate, as the floor of the liquidity adjustment facility, right? So read these statements about SDFR and then you have to tell me the correct statements here. Tell me the correct statements here. It is the rate at which RBI accepts uncollateralized deposits. It is placed 50 basis points below the policy repo rate. With introduction of SDF, SDF has replaced the reverse repo as the floor of LAF corridor. And it is also a financial stability tool in addition to liquidity management. Tell me the correct answer. So first one is true. SDFR क्या है? It is the rate at which uncollateralized. So earlier RRR was collateralized. Now you don't have any collateral which you receive against what you park under SDF with RBI, right? Whatever funds you park. So rate at which RBI accepts uncollateralized deposits with the overnight, on the overnight basis, then SDF is 50 basis points below the policy rate? No. Always remember, it is 25 basis points, it is kept 25 basis points below the repo rate or 0.25%, right? Then yes, it has replaced RRR as the floor of LAF corridor and it is financial stability tool. So second here is incorrect, 1, 3, 4 are correct. That means C is the right option. Well done, Shifali. C is the right option here. Now this is a very simple numerical for you. Tell me. Yes, this is question 11. Okay. Here, very simple demand and supply function are given to you. 12 minus P, D is equals to 12 minus P, and S is equals to minus 3 plus 4P. Very simple equations are given. You have to find the equilibrium price and supply. So basically P और आपको Q दोनों निकालना है, equilibrium price and quantity. Equilibrium price आपको और quantity दोनों निकालनी है, Q and P. Quickly do this numerical very quickly. बहुत सिंपल है. Anyone? Three and 9. Okay. Yes. 3 and 9. Right? 3 and 9. See, यहाँ पे आपको क्या करना है? Equilibrium का होता है where demand is equals to supply. Yes or no? Tell me. ठीक है. D is equals to S. Equate the equations. 12 minus P is equals to minus 3 plus 4P. ठीक है. इंटरचेंज कर दो, हो जाएगा 12 माइनस P. इधर आप बाकी की वैल्यूज को ले आओगे, प्लस 3 minus 4P. So this is 15 minus 5P is equals to 0. If you divide it, 15 divided by 5, P की वैल्यू आ जाएगी 3, right? P की वैल्यू है 3, and then you place it. 12 minus P will give you 9. Demand quantity की वैल्यू आ जाएगी आपकी 9. So A is the right answer here. You just need to equate both the equations because equilibrium वही होता है जहां पर demand is equals to supply, right? So this is the simple explanation. Then next is the concept of money multiplier shows the relationship between what? Money multiplier shows you the relationship between which of the following? Yes, quickly tell me. Concept of money multiplier shows you relationship between yes, question number 12, money supply and investment, broad money, reserve money and total money stock. What is the correct answer? Is no, not D. Yes, so if you see reserve money and total money stock, option B will be the right answer here. Money multiplier shows the relationship between reserve money and total money stock. Okay, reserve money and total money stock. You remember this formula? M is equals to M into MB, right? Yes, B hoga, because money multiplier approach shows what? It shows the relationship between money stock and money supply in terms of monetary base. Acha, what is reserve money? It is nothing but the high powered money. Okay, reserve money is also called as high powered money, and you know money supply is directly proportionate to monetary base or reserve money. That means money supply would increase. Yes, if high powered money or monetary base or the reserve money increases. So directly proportionate hai. That's why the correct answer is B. Next question. Revise the formula carefully. Everyone, money multiplier, credit multiplier, accelerator. These are the basic concepts. Revise them. Okay. Next question. Question number 13. Which of the following refers to the quantity of goods or assets that a company holds at a specific point in a time and refers to the movement of or transfer of goods, services or money over a specific period? Yes, what is the correct answer here? स्टॉक एंड फ्लो का कॉन्सेप्ट आपको पता है. स्टॉक इज एनी क्वांटिटी, एनी वेरिएबल measured at a point of time. Flow, anything measured during a period of time, right? So at a point of time it will be stock. Anything measured during a period of time will be flow concept, right? So stock and flow, that is your option C. C is the right answer here. Stock and flow. Very good, well done. Gunachandra and Prabhu. Yes. So C is the right answer. Stock and flow. Stock, anything measured at a point of time. Flow is anything measured during a period of time. Next question. Question number 14. Read the following statements regarding inflation, and then you have to tell me the correct statement here. Correct statement. Question number 14. So first one, bottleneck inflation takes place when supply falls drastically and demand remains same level. Yes. Bottleneck inflation क्या है? Supply side inflation. Supply side inflation is also sometimes referred to as bottleneck inflation. True. Then stagflation is a situation where in an economy, inflation and unemployment both are high. Yes. When inflation is also high and unemployment is also high, that means stagnation is there. There is no growth. Inflation is there and stagnation is there. That is true. Then inflation premium is the part of prevailing interest rates that results from lenders compensating for expected inflation by pushing nominal interest rate. इन्फ्लेशन की वजह से इंटरेस्ट रेट में जो एडजस्टमेंट किया जाता है दैट इज इन्फ्लेशन प्रीमियम. जैसे आपका डियरनेस अलाउंस मिलता है, सैलरी में एडजस्टमेंट होता है, वैसे ही व्हेन यू टेक लोन फ्रॉम द बैंक्स, इफ इन्फ्लेशन इज हायर दे ट्राई टू एडजस्ट इट इन योर इंटरेस्ट रेट, राइट, टू रिकवर फ्रॉम इन्फ्लेशन. So that is your interest premium. Last one, deflation is situation when rate of inflation tends to fall over time but remains positive. No, it is disinflation, right? Disinflation is when inflation is positive but the rate of growth is less, right? Deflation is a situation when there is no positive rise in the prices. So basically prices are falling down. So fourth is incorrect. 1, 2, 3 are correct. Option C is the right answer here. No, Shefali, all are not correct here. See, deflation is a situation where rate of inflation tends to fall but remains positive. No, this is not the correct answer. This is the definition of disinflation as I told you. जहां पर इन्फ्लेशन तो है बट कम रेट से है. डिफ्लेशन होता है कि इन्फ्लेशन नहीं है, यानी प्राइसेस नहीं बढ़ रही हैं, प्राइसेस आर फॉलिंग. ओके, सो इन्फ्लेशन का ऑपोजिट इज डिफ्लेशन. Next question. Question number 15, very important, coming from NBFCs. NBFCs cannot offer interest rates higher than the ceiling rate prescribed by RBI time to time. So what is the present ceiling rate for NBFCs? Presently it is, what is the ceiling rate? So they cannot offer interest beyond this. Very good. Present one is 12.5 A, right? Present one is 12.5. Well done. 12.5. Now next question, question number 16. Which of the following is correct regarding GDP deflator? GDP deflator का formula you must remember, very basic concept. Which is the correct formula of GDP deflator? GDP deflator, what is the correct formula? That is, yes, quickly, very good. Nominal upon real GDP into 100. Okay, GDP deflator का formula is nominal upon real GDP into 100. And also remember, sometimes in the examinations they change this term. GDP deflator sometimes in the questions is also referred to as implicit price deflator. Implicit price deflator. So if they give you this terminology, do not confuse it. It is GDP deflator only. It is also known as implicit price deflator. It is nothing but GDP deflator only. Nominal upon real GDP into 100. Okay, implicit price deflator, it is also called as. Question number 17. Okay, tell me, which of the following is not among the 8 core industries? 8 core industries, CPI, WPI, IIP, these are very core concepts, right? So 8 core industries should be at your tongue. Tell me, which of the following is not one of the 8 core industries? The correct answer would be option D, textiles, right? Textiles is not there. Coal and crude oil is there, natural gas is there, refined products, steel is there, fertilizers is there, but textile is not 8 core industries. No, textile is not 8 core industry, not among the 8 core पूछा है, right? So, see, 8 core industries are coal, crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizers, steel, cement, and electricity. They should be at your tongue. And very, very important one, how much percentage of weightage do they have in index of industrial production? So remember, this is again very probable question. 40.27% of weight 8 core industries have. 40.27% of weight 8 core industries have in IIP, index of industrial production. और इसमें मैक्सिमम वेट किसका है? रिफाइनरी प्रोडक्ट्स का हाईएस्ट वेटेज है 28.04%. रिमेंबर, रिफाइनरी प्रोडक्ट्स का हाईएस्ट वेटेज है 28.04%. देन टेल मी व्हाट इज द प्रेजेंट बेस ईयर फॉर सीपीआई? कंज्यूमर प्राइस इंडेक्स का प्रेजेंट बेस ईयर क्या है? व्हाट इज द करंट बेस ईयर फॉर सीपीआई? 2009, 10, 12, 4, 5, 11 or 11, 12? What is the base year? No, not 11, 12. It is only 2012. Okay. 11, 12 किसके लिए है? GDP कैलकुलेशन के लिए, नेशनल अकाउंटिंग स्टैटिस्टिक्स. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर, सीपीआई का अभी बेस ईयर 2012 है, एंड यू नो गवर्नमेंट इज कंसिडरिंग टू रिवाइज द बेस ईयर फॉर डब्ल्यूपीआई एंड सीपीआई. अभी किया नहीं है रिवाइज, बट इट इज प्लानिंग टू रिवाइज. सो व्हेनेवर इट हैपेंस इट बिकम्स इंपॉर्टेंट. प्रेजेंटली सीपीआई का बेस ईयर इज 2012. 11, 12 नहीं है, 12 है. 11, 12 आपका जीडीपी या नेशनल इनकम की अकाउंटिंग के लिए है. ठीक है, बी इज द राइट ऑप्शन हियर. रिमेंबर दैट. क्वेश्चन नंबर 19. Read the following statements and tell me the correct one. WPI does not include inflation in services. CPI and GDP deflator capture inflation in services. GDP deflator includes prices of imported goods as well. Which of the following is correct? So WPI services को नहीं काउंट करता है. Wholesale price index is only about commodities, goods, not services. So that is true. CPI, yes, services ko it takes into account, goods as well as services. GDP deflator captures inflation services. Yes, goods and services, both are true. Then GDP deflator includes prices of imported goods. No, domestic product की बात हो रही है यहाँ पर. Imported goods are not counted in domestic product. In domestic product, only those goods are counted which are domestically produced, right? So GDP deflator is talking about nominal upon real GDP. ठीक है, and GDP is what? Domestic product. It is not national product. The difference between DP and NP is of NFIA, net factor income from abroad. So domestic product is whatever has been generated within the domestic territory. So it does not takes into account the imported goods. Is it clear to everyone? So third one is incorrect. 1 and 2, A would be the right answer. Did you understand the concept? Yes or no? डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट है ना, नेशनल प्रोडक्ट नहीं है, राइट? सो डोमेस्टिक में ओनली डोमेस्टिक टेरिटरी प्रोडक्शन इज टेकन इनटू अकाउंट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन नंबर 20. Consider the following statements and then you have to tell me the correct option here again. Okay, so first you read these statements. Read these statements. This is about foreign exchange market, Forex market. What is the answer here? Where the agreement to buy and sell is agreed upon and executed the same date. It is known as cash or ready transaction. Yes, it is known as cash or ready transaction in Forex. Transaction where exchange of currencies takes place 2 days after the date of contract is Spot transaction, yes, that is also correct. And the transaction in which exchange of currencies takes place at specified future date is a forward transaction. So all of them are correct. This is very basic, right? So all of them are correct. Option D would be the right answer here. All of the above are correct. D would be the right answer. Next, what does SWIFT stands for? SWIFT is very famous acronym. So SWIFT stands for what? What is the full form of SWIFT? What is SWIFT? Tell me. Okay, so if you look at SWIFT extension, it is Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. D is the right answer here. Remember, SWIFT stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. What is SWIFT? SWIFT के through banks they send each other notification or information regarding their international transactions. So it is a method messaging जहां पर होती है रिगार्डिंग द ट्रांजेक्शन. सो इंटरनेशनल जितने भी ट्रांजेक्शन होते हैं उसके रिगार्डिंग इंफॉर्मेशन शेयरिंग और मैसेजिंग इज डन थ्रू स्विफ्ट. So this is Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. D is the right option here. Question number 22. Which of the statements are incorrect? Which of these statements are incorrect? Which of these statements are incorrect? Regarding MPC, members of MPC are appointed under Section 45ZB of RBI Act for a period of 4 years and shall not be eligible for reappointment. Members may resign from Monetary Policy Committee at any time before the expiry by giving to the central government written notice of not less than 6 weeks. True. Reserve Bank Monetary Policy Department assists the MPC in the formulating of monetary policy. All of them are correct. So incorrect one is no one is incorrect. Hence E would be your answer. None of the above statements are incorrect. Next question regarding business cycle. So this is coming from business cycle. In business cycle, I have discussed with you 3 broad indicators, right? So these indicators give information about the rate of change of expansion or contraction of an economy more or less at the same point of time when there is a change in the business cycle happens. Say recession is happening, expansion is happening. Which kind of indicators do we call them? So at the same time, they give you information about the ongoing business cycle simultaneously. So that is coincident indicator, right? Coincident indicator. These indicators, they tell you about the ongoing business cycle, trade cycle in the economy simultaneously with the phase of the business cycle, recession, expansion, whatever an economy is going through. Coincident indicator. नाम से ही पता लग रहा है that they are coinciding with the phase of the business cycle. So revise business cycle as well. It is important. Then next, which of the following is not an assumption of law of diminishing marginal utility? Law of DMU का assumption नहीं है. Which of the following is not an assumption of law of DMU? Law of diminishing marginal utility. Yes, tell me, which is not an assumption? Yes, very good. A. So, marginal utility of money is assumed to be diminishing? No. Marginal utility of money is constant, is assumed to be constant. That means additional rupee which you are spending is giving you same amount of satisfaction. We are assuming this. That's why law of DMU operates, right? So, we are assuming that each additional rupee which you are spending, yes, it is constant, is giving you same level of satisfaction. So it is assumed to be constant, not diminishing. Rest are true. Question number 25. Wages and prices are perfectly flexible is an important assumption under which model? Keynesian model, classical model, Bertrand model, and Marshall's theory. So you have to tell me wage price flexibility, perfect flexibility is associated with which model? Very good. It is classical model, right? So classical model assumes, that is why full employment level की बात होती है कि they are very much flexible. That's why eventually full employment level will be there. That wages and prices are very flexible to each other in response to each other. So this is classical model's assumption. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन अगेन अ न्यूमेरिकल वेरी इजी इसमें तो आपको फॉर्मूला देखने की भी जरूरत नहीं है लुक एट द क्वेश्चन एंड टेल मी द आंसर दिस इज अबाउट मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू मार्जिनल मतलब क्या होता है मैंने आप लोगों को बताया हमेशा इकोनॉमिक्स में मार्जिनल मतलब एन एडिशनल रेवेन्यू मतलब एडिशनल यूनिट सेल की उसका रेवेन्यू यूटिलिटी मतलब एडिशनल यूनिट कंज्यूम की उसका एडिशनल सेटिस्फेक्शन सो हियर इफ अ सेलर रियलाइजेस 1000 rupees while selling 100 units and 1200 while selling 101 units what will be the marginal revenue फॉर्मूले की जरूरत ही नहीं है राइट सो एक आपको यहां दिख रहा है क्लियरली एक एडिशनल यूनिट पे कितना आ गया 200 राइट ऑफ कोर्स यू डोंट नीड द TRN minus 1 टोटल रेवेन्यू वाला फॉर्मूला उसकी जरूरत ही नहीं कॉमन सेंसिकल है एडिशनल यूनिट कितनी है 1 और एडिशनल रेवेन्यू कितना है 200 तो एक का यानी 1 एडिशनल यूनिट मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू कितना हो गया MR वुड बी 200 and if you go by the formula so you know marginal revenue का formula क्या होता है total revenue of nth unit minus total revenue of n minus 1 unit so by formula you can also do that बट यहाँ पे फॉर्मूला की जरूरत नहीं थी वो इट वाज क्वाइट कॉमन सेंसिकल देन नेक्स्ट इंडेक्स ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्शन इज कंपाइल्ड एंड पब्लिश्ड बाय विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आईआईपी को कौन पब्लिश करता है वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट आईआईपी हु पब्लिशेस द आईआईपी इंडेक्स ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्शन Very good. IIP is compiled and published by NSO under MOSPI. Right? Remember, IIP is compiled and published by NSO under MOSPI. NSO. Next question. Very important one. Systemically important core investment companies shall not hold less than how much percent of its total assets in the form of investment in equity shares, preference shares, debt or loan in group companies. तो जो systemically important investment companies होती हैं आपके NBFC का important concept है उनको कितना परसेंट एटलीस्ट इन्वेस्ट करना होता है any form of investment in equity shares, preference shares, etc. Tell me. At least 90%, remember. Okay, the correct answer here would be 90%. No, not 75. It is at least 90%. Okay, 90%. 90%, remember that. Then next question. Only recognized exchanges permitted by RBI can offer currency future contracts in 4 currency pairs. Which are the 4 currency pairs in which future contracts can be offered as per RBI? Which are the 4 currency pairs? Yes, very good. So all of them are there: US dollar INR, then Euro INR, then British pound sterling INR, then Japanese yen INR, right? So all of these are there. E is the correct option here. All of these are there. These are the 4 currency pairs, remember. The next question, question number 30. Fiscal policy. Which of the following is not a component of other non-tax receipts? I have discussed this thing in fiscal policy also in these budget static classes I have taken on YouTube. Tell me, which of the following is not a component of other non-tax receipts? Non-tax receipts होती हैं, other non-tax receipts होती हैं, right? So other non-tax receipts में कौन सा part नहीं है? So if you see other non-tax receipts, mein, fiscal services are there, social services are there, economic services are there, grants in aid are there. So none of the above is not there, right? None of the above is not there. That means all of the above are there. I know it is a bit complicated. नहीं, grants in aid भी होता है, grants in aid भी होता है, okay, in the other non-tax receipts. So none of the above is not there. That means all of them are there. If you look at the other non-tax revenue, fiscal services, coinage services, social, economic services, grants in aid, contributions, these all are the part of other non-tax revenue. Remember this fact. Okay. Next question. Question number 31. Which of the following is tracked by RBI to anchor its monetary policy and inflation target? RBI's inflation targeting is done on basis of which of the following inflation indexes? This is very basic and important question. RBI का जो monetary policy है और जो inflation target वो maintain करता है, inflation targeting is related with which of the following indexes? वेरी गुड. सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर आरबीआई सीपीआई बेस्ड इन्फ्लेशन को यूज करता है इन्फ्लेशन टारगेटिंग के लिए या मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी के लिए. ठीक है. सो इन्फ्लेशन टारगेटिंग, सीपीआई बेस्ड इन्फ्लेशन इज देयर. CPI based inflation. Next, ISLM model was developed by whom? ISLM model was developed by whom? Who has developed the ISLM model? It was developed by ISLM was developed by Sir John Hicks. Okay. So option D would be correct answer here. Remember, ISLM was developed by Sir John Hicks in 1937. No, not by Alfred Marshall. ISLM was developed by John Hicks in 1937. Remember that. Yes, D is the right answer. John Hicks. According to classical economists, which of the following statements are correct? According to classical economists or classical model, which of the following statements are correct? Yes, anyone? So here, according to classical economists, if you look at this statement, demand for labor is a decreasing function of real wage rate. This is true, right? Option B. Option B. Yes, demand for labor is decreasing function of real wage rate. So if you look at this formula, if you remember the concept, demand for labor is decreasing function of real wage rate, where W is the money wage rate, P is the price of the product, MPN is the margin product of the labor. So W is equals to P into MPN, or W upon P is equals to MPN, right? And they have always believed in wage price flexibility. They have always believed in wage price flexibility. Remember, in one of the previous questions only, I have discussed with you that wage price flexibility belongs to classical model. The next question, operating target of monetary policy. Very, very important question. Which of the following is known as the operating target of monetary policy? Quickly. Which of the following is known as operating target of monetary policy? क्लासेस में मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी की क्लास में मैंने आप लोगों को बताया है, दिस इज वेरी फेवरेट क्वेश्चन. मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी का ऑपरेटिंग टारगेट किसको कहते हैं हम? Very good. Weighted average call rate, right? So WACR. WACR is the operating target of monetary policy. Weighted average call rate क्या है? Call money market में जो interest rates चल रही हैं उनका weighted average होता है, and it gives hint to the RBI that what is the liquidity condition. If weighted average call rate is above repo, so with the help of their monetary policy, they try to align it with repo, right? Why and how? If WACR is higher than repo, that shows that average call rates, interest rates in the call money market are higher. Interest rate is higher, that means there is crunch of liquidity. कम लिक्विडिटी इसलिए ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट रेट पे इंटरबैंक ट्रांजेक्शन हो रहे हैं, सो लिक्विडिटी इंजेक्शन होगा. इफ WACR is lower than repo, that means liquidity is good, that's why कम इंटरेस्ट रेट पे इंटरबैंक ट्रांजेक्शन हो रहे हैं, सो लिक्विडिटी अब्जॉर्प्शन करेगा आरबीआई, राइट? दिस इज द इंडिकेटर. रिमेंबर, मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी का ऑपरेटिंग टारगेट इज WACR. देन नेक्स्ट, चिप्स. चिप्स इज एन एक्रोनिम फॉर विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग? चिप्स किसका एक्रोनिम है? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट, एंड चिप्स का फुल फॉर्म आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. CHIPS stands for so CHIPS basically is your clearing house interbank payment system. C is the right option here, not B. Clearing house interbank payment system. Remember, CHIPS stands for clearing house interbank payment system, not settlement. Clearing house interbank payment system. What is CHIPS? CHIPS वर्ल्ड का सबसे बड़ा डॉलर्स का क्लियरिंग पेमेंट सेटलमेंट सिस्टम है, पेमेंट क्लियरिंग सिस्टम है, राइट? सो डॉलर्स के लिए दिस इज द क्लियरिंग एंड सेटलमेंट सिस्टम, US dollar के लिए, and this is largest in the world for dollar. So remember, clearing house interbank payment system, CHIPS, right? Then next is, which of the following is not a phase of business cycle? Business cycle के phases होते हैं, which of the following is not there? Quickly. Expansion, peak, contraction, truck, continuation. Which of the following is not a phase of business cycle or trade cycle? So if you look at it, expansion is there, peak is there, contraction is there, truck is there, continuation is nothing like continuation, right? So if you look at the business cycle, you have a business cycle, you have expansion, then you have peak, then you have contraction, then you have the truck or depression, but there is nothing called continuation. So truck is the lowest, peak is the maximum. Easy answer here. Continuation is not there. Then next, M4. So measurement of money supply. M4. M4 measurement of money supply does not include which of the following? M4 में क्या क्या नहीं होता है? What is not there in the M4? Okay, so M4 is time deposit with the banking system, deposit with post office, national saving certificate. इसमें आपका नेशनल सेविंग सर्टिफिकेट इंक्लूडेड नहीं होता है, ठीक है. सो M4 में it is not there. M4 is what? M4 is M3 plus all deposits with your post offices, all deposits with post offices excluding NSC. M4 is M3 plus all deposits with post offices but excluding national saving certificate. Yes. So national saving certificate is not a part of M4. Well done. Very good. Next question. When aggregate expenditure is more than income or Y, it will result into unplanned dash 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 in inventory and output will dash dash dash. Fill in the blank. So basically you have to fill in the blank here. This is a direct graphical question from Keynes. If A is equals to Y, it will result into what is the correct answer here? So the correct answer is when A is more than Y, there is unplanned fall in inventory and output will rise. A is the right option here, not C. Why? Because you see, जब output से ज़्यादा है aggregate expenditure, people are demanding then the national output. Y is what? Y is output, right? Y is output. Output से ज्यादा अगर डिमांड है तो your inventory will fall suddenly. जो आपने बनाया था उससे ज्यादा डिमांड है, inventory will fall and then you will have to increase the production. So inventory will fall and production will increase, isn't it? Okay, so A is the right option here. A is the right answer. Then question number 39. So remember these two situations. इस case में there will be fall in inventory and rise in output, and the other case when output is more, so there will be rise in inventory and fall in output. Which of the following is not a cause of downward sloping demand curve? Which of the following is not a cause of downward sloping demand curve? Very good. So here, limited number of users is not a reason because multiple users are a reason, right? Why? Because if it becomes expensive, so multiple users will get affected. Limited number of users is not one of the reasons. So you know why demand curve slopes downward. Law of diminishing marginal utility is there, income effect is there, substitution effect is there, arrival of new consumers can be there, and different uses are there. So no limited number of users, but different uses are there. Then next is question number 40. When all other factors remain constant, any change in the given price of the commodity leads to what? All other factors are constant, change in the price of the given commodity only. It will lead to what? This is very basic. I have again and again I have told you that whenever price only changes, other factors are constant, there will be movement along the demand curve, right? Quantity demanded or quantity supplied would change. And when price remains constant of the same commodity, any other thing changes, that will be shift in the demand curve, right? So here it will be movement along the demand curve, right? प्राइस के अलावा सेम कॉमोडिटी के सेम प्राइस के अलावा, यानी द गिवन कॉमोडिटी उसकी प्राइस के अलावा कुछ भी फैक्टर चेंज होता है, देयर विल बी शिफ्ट. लेकिन सिर्फ प्राइस ऑफ द ओन कॉमोडिटी चेंजेस, इट विल बी मूवमेंट अलोंग द डिमांड कर्व. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which of the following market offers highest output at lowest price? Which form of market? Highest output at lowest price. Highest output, maximum output at minimum price. Which market? So no doubt here, without any doubt, you can answer me the question. Perfect competition, right? There is only perfect competition market in which you get maximum output at minimum price. All others are price manipulative markets. Monopolistic, monopoly, oligopoly, in सब में price manipulation होता है, dominance होता है, right? Perfect competition is only where you get highest output at lowest price. Question number 42. Extreme case of a market economy in which the government keeps its hands off economic decisions is called. Where government keeps the hand off the economic decisions is called as. Where government leaves everything onto the market forces. Market forces. It is laissez-faire economy. Laissez-faire economy or free market economy. Right? Laissez-faire economy or free market economy. E, option E. Government intervene नहीं करती है. No. No government intervention, laissez-faire. And this term was given by your Adam Smith, founder economics, father of economics, right? So Adam Smith ने ये term दी थी. Adam Smith, laissez-faire economy, free market economy, where everything is left to the market forces of demand and supply. Yes, laissez-faire or free market. Then question number 43. Revenue deficit is bad for the economy's health as it reflects what? Revenue deficit economy के लिए अच्छा नहीं है. Fiscal policy का concept है. Tell me why. Because revenue deficit reflects what? It reflects more spending on day-to-day needs. Isn't it? Very good, Manish. राइट. रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर ज्यादा है रेवेन्यू रिसीट से, नॉर्मल डे टू डे एक्सपेंडिचर ज्यादा है, कैपिटल क्रिएशन तो हो नहीं रहा है ना. सो दैट्स व्हाई सी इज द राइट आंसर हियर. मैंने आपको स्टैटिक में, बजट स्टैटिक की क्लास में भी सारी डेफिसिट्स के कॉन्सेप्ट एक्सप्लेन किए हैं, किसका क्या इम्प्लीकेशन होता है. सो दैट शुड बी ऑन योर टंग. देन नेक्स्ट थिंग, क्वेश्चन नंबर 44. कंट्री ए इज फेसिंग इन्फ्लेशन. At the same time, GDP growth is stagnant. Which type of inflation best describes the present condition in country A? Which condition is prevailing in country A? Inflation is there and GDP is stagnant. Country A is going through which kind of inflation or which kind of situation? Inflation is high and GDP is stagnant. So that is stagflation, right? Stagnation plus inflation. Very good. Next question, question number 45. Consumption function is expressed as which of the following equations? Consumption function कैसे express करते हैं हम? C is equals to A plus BY, C is equals to Y minus S, C is equals to B minus AY. What is the exact description of consumption function? So C consumption function is C is equals to A plus BY. इसमें कोई confusion नहीं होना चाहिए. This is very basic, right? C is equals to A plus BY. Consumption function is C is equals to A plus BY, where capital C is your consumption, A is your autonomous, which does not depend, minimum level of consumption, so it does not depend on your earning. B is the marginal propensity to consume, right? Marginal propensity to consume क्या है? How much of your additional income you will be spending on consumption? Isn't it? Tell me, do you know the concept of MPC and MPS? And always remember, this is an identity, that MPC plus MPS will be equal to, quickly tell me, MPC plus MPS will always be equal to, yes, B MPC है. Marginal propensity to consume and marginal propensity to save हमेशा किसके इक्वल होगा? It is an identity. It is always equal to 1. Yes or no? MPC plus MPS, बिकॉज दोनों इनकम से ही आ रहे हैं, इनकम से ज्यादा तो नहीं. सो एमपीसी प्लस एमपीएस, वट एवर चेंज इन इनकम यू हैव, उसका जो भी पोर्शन जाएगा या तो कंजम्पशन में जाएगा या सेविंग में जाएगा. यस, सो रिमेंबर दिस थिंग. सी इज इक्वल टू ए प्लस बी वाई. देन नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन 46. Regulatory structure of NBFCs provides how many layers based on their size, activity, perceived risk. How many layers in NBFCs do we have? This is particularly important because, you know, recently, if you remember, I have discussed in CA, new NBFCs have been added in the top layer, right? In the upper layer. So tell me, how many layers are there for NBFCs? Four layers, very good. 4 layers. Lower, middle, upper and top. Top generally remains empty for, you know, any systemically important NBFCs are there, just will risk hoga, so then it will be notified. Lower, middle, upper and top. 4 layers are there, remember. 4 layers are there, lower, middle, upper and top. Top generally remains empty. Then, very important, index of 8 core industries comprises how much percent weight in IIP? मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आपको डिस्कशन में बताया था, आईआईपी में 8 कोर इंडस्ट्रीज का कितना वेट है? वेरी गुड, 40.27%, राइट. एंड मैक्सिमम कौन से प्रोडक्ट्स का है? रिफाइनरी. मैक्सिमम वेट किसका है? रिफाइनरी प्रोडक्ट्स, इजंट इट? मैक्सिमम वेट रिफाइनरी प्रोडक्ट्स. हाईएस्ट वेटेज किसका है? रिफाइनरी. क्वेश्चन नंबर 48. इफ अ बैंक हैज credit multiplier, if a bank has a reserve ratio of 0.1, then value of credit multiplier would be, credit multiplier का सिंपल सा फॉर्मूला है, आपको वैल्यू पुट करनी है, पेन की भी जरूरत नहीं है, ऐसे ही कैलकुलेट हो जाएगा. क्रेडिट मल्टीप्लायर if reserve ratio is 0.1, then credit multiplier would be, क्रेडिट मल्टीप्लायर का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? 1 अपॉन रिजर्व रेशियो. ठीक है, क्रेडिट मल्टीप्लायर का फॉर्मूला 1 अपॉन रिजर्व रेशियो. नाउ टेल मी, क्रेडिट मल्टीप्लायर इज 1 अपॉन रिजर्व रेशियो. 1 अपॉन रिजर्व रेशियो. सो द आंसर वुड बी 1 अपॉन 0.1. करो जल्दी, 1 अपॉन 0.1 कितना होगा? 10. ठीक है, 10%. यस, सो द करेक्ट आंसर वुड बी 10. ऑप्शन ए. क्रेडिट मल्टीप्लायर का फॉर्मूला आपको याद रखना है, 1 अपॉन रिजर्व रेशियो, राइट. 10 होगा यहाँ पर. देन नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन नंबर 49. Operating target of monetary policy. I think this is a repetitive question. We have already discussed this. So operating target of monetary policy is weighted average call rate. We have already discussed this thing. Then next question and the last question for top 50 MCQs. Very, very important one. These have to be revised carefully. Maintenance of SLR for all the banks, scheduled and non-scheduled, commercial banks and cooperative banks is required to be maintained under which section of which act? एसएलआर का जो मैंडेटरी रिक्वायरमेंट है, स्टैट्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियो फॉर ऑल कमर्शियल, कोऑपरेटिव, स्केड्यूल्ड, नॉन स्केड्यूल्ड, इन सब के लिए एज पर विच एक्ट इन विच सेक्शन? Yes, anyone? No. So it is section 24 of Banking Regulation Act, remember. Section 24 of Banking Regulation Act. Okay, very good, Shefali. सेक्शन 24 बैंकिंग रेगुलेशन एक्ट 1949, रिमेंबर दिस थिंग। और CRR का भी आपको याद रखना है। So SLR for all the kinds of commercial, scheduled, non-scheduled banks and cooperative banks as well, it is required to be maintained under section 24 of Banking Regulation Act 1949. So that was it for the top 50 MCQs for economics. And I hope you have enjoyed the questions. Do you have any doubt from today's session? Otherwise, I will be winding up this session here. Any doubts? So then, thank you so much. I wish you luck for the examination. All the very best, all of you. Thank you so much for staying tuned and see you in the further classes. Have a good day. Thank you.